Glory to God, always back at it again. Told myself I was gonna take a break, and I kind of did. From the last stream I did, I was talking about how if I didn't make videos, maybe my music would be a lot better because it gave me the opportunity to sharpen my skills. So I wanted to take like an intentional little break away from YouTube, although it really hasn't been that long. It's just been a week. I think that stream was last Friday. The intent was to kind of just work on my skills, and I kind of did work out some ideas on how I should approach my music making a little differently so that I can actually complete some stuff. So that's something I'm going to develop. And I figured I'd just come on because I like to come on. So, and a part of that whole thinking is, for me, when I do stuff, I tend to do it like to its extreme, whether it's doing it or not doing it. So I kind of want to find some balance, and that's basically what I'm trying to do. And yeah, so today I'm just real mellow, man, just hanging out. What's up, B Jammin'? Ben, how you been? Yeah, basically just hanging out here. And I got a sample that I picked up when I was at the house off of Vynil. So like I actually went to some thrift shops earlier this week, maybe a couple days ago, and picked up a few records. And it's been a long time since I've done that. And although I have I have a small stack of records at home. I probably have, I don't know, at least 50. I've had more, and I've gotten rid of records and acquired records and all that kind of thing. It's not super convenient to have a bunch of records, you know. And over the period of being a father, when my kids were small, they would just get into. So I had like one of these Walmart bookshelves, and they're perfect. Like if you set them like this, we put our TV on it, and it's got like 8 different little slots, and they're perfect. They're the perfect size for records. And so I still have that, but I used to have like maybe 4 of those little squares filled with records. But when the kids are small, since it's low at their height, they used to pull them out, and they ruined a lot of records that way. So yeah, so it's kind of the collection is kind of old and dried up as far as like trying to find samples. Like I've been sitting there trying to go through them because there's something about sitting down and sampling records, just like the process of finding something it's a luxury now, you know. So I do sample from YouTube now because there are people who've put together playlists, and it's a nice little collection of stuff that was sampled from vinyl. I gotta plug my PC in before it loses a charge. So yeah, it's been a minute, and I found a cool sample. Whole 3.5 minutes of me without no music. So this is my sample, and I'm already hearing like what I might want to do with it. Like these horns at the intro could be a cool like hook, and then another piano like maybe for the verse part. So I haven't chopped anything up. I just recorded this, and I'm gonna go through the process and start chopping this up. I don't know how long I'll be on here. But yeah, sold some more gear, huh? Back to a MIDI keyboard and laptop. Okay. So, do you even sample? Do you even sample? That sounded so like elitist, bro. Do you sample, Ben? I think I played the first track of your album last week when you sent the link out. You told me I'd finish that album, and it's on Bandcamp. And that's all I got to. I'm just remembering now. But yeah, man, I like the sound of that first track. I do want to listen to some more of it, but I'm not usually on Bandcamp, so it's not something that came to mind after hearing that first track that one night when I was heading home, and then yeah, it was dope. Got your own vibe to it. Okay, so what do you want? Are you using so you're using Ableton? Do you have what kind of what kind of MIDI keyboard are you using? Sample yourself. That's dope. Can't occasionally sample, but that's rare. Yeah, so I just did a poll here on my channel. Let me see. I'm gonna go ahead and do the screen share since I can do it here. See if y'all can see this. Can you see this? Yeah. That's not what we want to do though. I wanted to go to my channel and then go to community. Just click that one on. And here's the poll. So got 25 votes so far within the last hour. 16% of people say they sample from vinyl, so exclusively. 28 from YouTube and 56 from both. That's cool. I like that people keep an open mind about it, because I feel like there may be some, you know, pushback as far as like, or what is, I can't think of, I can never think of words, you know, when I'm trying to think of the word, but I think just sampling from YouTube now is like the tradition of hip hop, because back when hip hop started, records were like prominent, right? So, you know, people were sampling whatever was in their house or whatever, you know, their parents had as a collection. I'm guessing. I wasn't there. But it seems like it's definitely more of a luxury now to be sampling from vinyl than it was then. And sampling from YouTube now is more of the use what you got and turn it into something else, you know, make something from it kind of situation, I think. So I think it is, although so there'll be some people that say that's, oh, you know, that's corny. I think it is really hip hop to be sampling from YouTube. Like if hip hop was being discovered today, then people would be sampling from YouTube. That's my, and Spotify or whatever. That's my theory. Yo, Wayne, what's good? Learn how to play a song and sample myself. That's what's up. That's like that'd be like interpolation, right? I think that'd be the word. But yeah, what's good? Come on in. Let me know what you think about this topic. I'm gonna go real slow. About 8 minutes of no music so far. But I'll probably just shut up for a second and start chopping instead of procrastinating here. Let me see how to take this off the screen. There we go. It's already like playing with that earlier, just like that. But so I'm not gonna do any auto chopping. I'm gonna chop everything within the program here. I just want that piece. So I'm not really, when I chop, I usually hear nice sections. So, and I've been trying to do like the other style of chopping. I like this part. So okay. Sorry. Just one person. I wish the playhead would move in the program edit, you know what I mean? Like it does in the sample edits. So you know that it's where it's at. You know what I mean? Bring that here. It'd be a lot quicker chopping if we had a playhead in here, is what I'm saying, you know? Because now I gotta kind of just use my ears, which is fine, but... want any of that. Okay. Carbon Vibes was good. Danny Drinks was happening. Sounds like some Swiss Beats type joint. For sure. That's cool. I've always like listened to Swiss Beats and like his like drum rolls and thought, you know, I wanted to do some stuff like that. Probably want to get started. There's also probably the horns, which it's what you're hearing, I think. I'm doing good, Carbon. Just chilling. Friday, pretty mellow. Fridays are pretty mellow right now in the summer for me. So, yeah, thankful. How about you? I do enjoy micro chopping. Okay. I've never really done too much micro chopping. What would you say warrants a micro chop? Like, what is a characteristic? Like 16, 30-second notes or what? Or is it like completely off the grid? Got my MPC hooked up. Got my MPC hooked up. Yo. What you trying to say there, man? Can I sample? Can you sample? You got it. Okay. Can you sample me? You trying to bite my sample? Go ahead. I mean, what am I gonna say? Go ahead. Can't stop you. I didn't play the sample. I got it off the record, so it's not like I'm over here playing a horn or conducting an orchestra. Sample anywhere into my MPC Studio Black, it still bangs beats. Studio Black is cool, man. That's a nice classic vibe of a sampler for a controller. The snare's off limits. That's all me, bro. You can't. Snare's for sale. Asking me if I sample more from YouTube or vinyl. I think in the last couple of weeks prior to this, I've been sampling from YouTube, just because, like I was saying earlier, I don't have a large collection of vinyl, although I have a inclination to sample from vinyl. Like I've been doing it since I started making beats, and I found like at a yard sale, I found turntables and, you know, by chance, and a mixer, and I got into sampling records and stuff. But you know, I've acquired vinyl, gotten rid of it because it's just kind of, you know, I move around a lot. It's kind of hard to hold on to, not convenient. So now I only have like, I don't know what I say, like 50 records maybe, and I've spinned them all and like heard everything on them. Although I could challenge myself to flip something and do something kind of in uh what was I gonna say? Can't think of the word. Do something a little bit different, I guess, than I usually would with those records. You know, I'm sure I could make something, but yeah. So this week I've been sampling from vinyl because I went down to a couple thrift shops and I picked up like I think like seven vinyl. And not there isn't like around where I'm at least the thrift shops. I should go to the actual record store, but the thrift shops every time I go, there's really nothing that's appealing as far as like I've seen everything, you know. So and usually I'll go for that, like visually, or like I'll look at what it, you know, you can kind of go off the cover a bit, you know, and see what kind of instruments it's gonna be or what kind of deal it is. But I guess you never know. You shouldn't judge a record by its cover, but you could always read the back of it and see what kind of instruments on it. See if you really like those kind of vibes and stuff. I've always gone for stuff that's like simple, you know. I like the fact that that's just a horn right there, and then it's just a piano. Because then it gives you like a much easier time building off of and like playing instruments on top of it. That's always how I've usually done it. Although I want to challenge myself to just make a beat straight from the sample, like all the instruments, you know. That had been the thought that I was gonna stream about, just like keeping it simple and using as much of the sample as you can to make the whole beat, rather than, because I think last week I had a sample and I had some drums, and then I started playing some instrumentation over it immediately because that's always what I do. So to have the inclination that this is my process, but it wasn't necessarily because the sample was kind of busy already, so it wasn't necessarily the thing that needed to be done to add more instrumentation yet. I was just kind of used to doing that, so it got me thinking maybe I should scale back sometimes and try to use as much as the sample, you know, maybe even like the bass line, bring it out of the sample, just like by cutting some of the highs and you know, and all that, and boost maybe some of the lows. And it just got me thinking a little bit. So who said Danny said some Swiss Beats type stuff, and Ben saying some Timbaland vibes. And yeah, like and like a few years ago, the thrift shops had vinyl for like 50 cents. And now you can't find them cheaper than $2 a piece. I mean, that's still cheap, but 50 cents was the deal. You know, that was it right there. So still not cheaper than YouTube, that's for sure. But there's something like, it's not the same. It really isn't the same. Like when you go out and you grab some records and they're dusty and you put them on, and then you pick up the needle and you place it down, and then you know, you kind of just do this little thing where you're like looking for something. Like you just, like I'll straight up pull at the needle and just go, nope, 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 you know. And then when you hear something, boom, the discovery part. When you discover a piece, like something like a loop or whatever, or it could even just be a snare. Like I've discovered a lot of like that. The pack that I have up, the vinyl drum pack that I have that I'm for sale, that you can pick up. That's all from just like discovering stuff off of vinyl. You know, one hits here and there, and that's magic to me. That was always a feeling, like, because sometimes it would just be this little kick just randomly in between a bunch of stuff, you know. So that was, yeah. So I don't have time for that, I don't think, as much anymore. But I did today. I found like an open horn that I'm going to sample and turn into a key group. And yeah, I've been getting, I quit doing the sound design thing, but I want to get back into it. So more on that later. Why does copy not work sometimes for me? Decisions. So one thing I want to start doing is like approaching my beats as the full arrangement all at once. It's not something I've been doing for a long time. As long as I've been making beats, I've been approaching just making a loop, and I got to get out of that. So in order to start finishing stuff, because it's not working for me. All right, so see, this is tricky here, man. Like when you chop stuff like this, getting the tempo. So I'm gonna flatten these pads. Let's see what key this is in first. So it's B. B major. Okay. I do want to make sure I'm in key, so I'm going to go into the pad before I'm... Kind of all over the place here. If I like usually recently I've been at least chopping my sample up before I get on stream, but today I was just like whatever. Okay. Let me copy this. Whatever, I just need to get some drums down. Whoops. That ain't it. I'll just do kick and snare. Hold on, let me put that cymbal down. Okay, this would be like the fuck is. Let me copy this. What am I doing? What up? What's up, Derek Kills? What's good, man? You can take them chops in so many directions, so you have a favorite producer. You can say you sound simple too. No aim, appreciate it. All right, peace, no aim. Mighty J Young, what's good? Appreciate it. Thanks for coming in. Okay, so what I was gonna do? I was gonna. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna flatten these because I need to time stretch them to fit with the other one. That's about 83. Flatten these out. That out. Okay. Sample edit. Check PBM, detect 113.14. I hate when this does this to me. I gotta like do math and because the sample's too short, I think, to really calculate the BPM the way I want it. I may have to undo this. Keep it longer and then I'll there we go. Alright, so now it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so now we're 2 bars long. I'll flatten that, it'll be better, I think. Later, Ben. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. A little more on the end there. Take that out. 1, let's see, 1, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and there it is. All right, flatten that. Okay. I'm gonna delete this one. It's awkward. Okay, so just these pieces. Sample edit. $64. I don't, man. I feel like it's hit or miss sometimes with this whole, or what's it called? The BPM detect. I don't get it. I guess it really could be that slow. This is 65, while the other piece that I have, this right here. Let me flatten it and see. Yeah, so this is kind of a mess right now. I'm trying to figure this out live. What's good with y'all? Let's check out the poll though. So if you're in the chat, let me know. Do you sample from YouTube or vinyl records or both? That's the poll that I had up. See if I can bring it back up. Boom, here it is. And the poll says, let me refresh that. Out of 29 votes, 21%. Did y'all vote in this poll? If you could, go over and vote in the poll. I'd like to know. Just for fun. 21% vinyl records only, 31% YouTube exclusively, and 48% both. I like that the percentage of people doing both, which I would say more open-minded or just, you know, using what you have. I'm glad that that number is highest. You know, I think that's a positive thing. Okay, so this is a whole mess because dealing with these tempos and samples and stuff, like nothing is ever lined up. It's the kind of thing I probably prepped last week before I got on. I said whatever. I just want to get on stream and have a chat and chop it up and chop it up. But so like I was making this beat with this horn sample at 83 beats per minute, but when I flatten it and chop it into a smaller piece and go to the detect, it's saying that it's about 120, which would mean it's like actually like about 60 beats per minute. So that's throwing me way off, and like it's weird sometimes. Like I don't know how to, like, you know, whether to just go with the feeling of it or try to time stretch and get it exactly on. But it's helpful if you get like you chop up the different parts and then like time stretch them all to a common tempo so that everything is in sync and you can make those different parts, different sections of the music, you know. This is why I'm taking some time. I've been trying to take some time off to improve this stuff and speed up my kind of workflow of, you know, of actually sampling, because I've actually been taking a long hiatus from sampling and been trying to just play things, you know. So go ahead and take a, let me save this real quick. I'm gonna try to time stretch everything. So this is gonna be pretty boring as it's been, I'm sure, just me chopping it up here. So I'm gonna take everything. So this is at, so yeah, now they're at all about the same. So this one's reading 119, so it's about 120. These are 64, this one's 64.79. So if I stretch these to, we'll bring them down to 60, or I'll just bring them up to 65. That's still really slow for what I'm doing. But I'll put them all at 65. Let's see what happens. And then I might just go all the way up to 80 like I was programming at 83 and see how that sounds. I don't know, that might be weird. Okay, so this is, it says 119.55, so I process this. Now I could change the original tempo. You can have it, so I just have it. Now it's 59.78. That makes more sense now that I'm going up to 65. Okay, so let's see how that sounds. So it's not gonna sound right bringing it down to 65. Okay. So that works. Why does that work at 83? That's what I'm hearing when I, you know. You know? So if I tap it out. I think I have a better idea what I should do, so I'm like kind of wasted a lot of time with this. I like this at 83. So I'm gonna go back to this and bring it back down from 65. 65. Bring it back down to 60. Because for some reason, it being this horn sample being at 60 sounds good at 83 beats per minute, which is how I played it. Okay, so go back. So I'm just gonna put these parts, just speed these up, go on the sample and speed these up to 65 to 83 so they match, and just forget about what tempo that was. Okay, it's 83 now. See, this is the kind of stuff you got to figure out, right? It comes from experience and learning certain tricks. So hopefully this will work. Because, I mean, I feel like that this has happened before where it's like, you know, I feel out of tempo for something just by playing around with it without even considering what the tempo is. And then the other parts, they don't match necessarily. So I don't know, disregarding tempo sometimes and just going with what feels right. So hopefully... So if I do like a verse section, let's go verse. See what time we got. Verse. Okay. And then just sequence this piano real quick. That doesn't work. Well, okay. See, yeah, I suck. Really, that's how I feel right now. Shoot. Okay. I want to undo that again. This is why a lot of times I just tap the tempo out and just forget about it. Forget about what that reading says, because it doesn't always... Okay. I'm about to give up. I'm about to give up. We'll just use the horn then. I don't like that either. do that all day. You know what? Once I get these drums right, I think the beat's done. That's all it needs. That's it. That's all it really needs. I don't need to put the piano in there. Just gonna rap over that. Whatever. We'll call it a... What up, Destructo? What's up, Richard? Thanks for coming in. I'm about to probably drop off since this has kind of been a failure as far as trying to get this sequenced out, man. I spent way too much time on it. And it felt like a dope sample. I think I just, I don't know, choked a little bit. Why those first kicks aren't coming in usually. Yeah. Always go with what you feel. Appreciate it, man. When I sampled this, I had a vision of what it could sound like. You know, which is good. It's good to, because I don't do that a lot. A lot of times I just come in and whatever comes out, you know. But yeah, I was thinking the last couple of weeks, or the last week actually, just the last week, about approaching my beat making a little differently, like when I'm producing, because I always make a loop and then try to arrange afterwards. to like try to visualize it, and as I'm making it, like make all the parts. And this might be pretty normal for some of you, but for me, like I'm always starting with that loop and then breaking it apart, and I want to get out of that. So I think it's cool. At least I had an idea when I heard this sample, you know, that these horns would be like the hook because it's got all the energy in it, and then that piano part would. That piano part, maybe I'll just scrap this and come back, start over and see if I can get everything like in sync, like at the right tempos and stuff. So that piano part would be kind of chopped up for the verse, you know, so kind of, you know, break things down. And that was my thought. But maybe I need to sit with this sample for a little bit. But, you know, this on its own. Is kind of a banger on its own, so I could see that being a beat just on its own, just the hook, drums, that's it. I'm probably gonna step out the room and just not come back on the stream, but yeah, I'll come back to it because it's a cool ass sample for sure. Heck nah, bro, that beat is good. Been here since you started the live, but was reading a book and had to put it down because I was feeling the beat. That's dope. Oh, thanks for coming in and being here. What book are you reading, if you don't mind me asking? Yeah, the piano tempo is freestyle compared to the beat. I don't get the readings. Like, have y'all ever sampled like this and had come into an issue where the tempos, like the reading of the tempo, the auto detect isn't what you know came up with? And it may just be the, I guess the it may the horn itself be kind of free of. I don't know, man. See, this is the kind of thing that leaves me stumped. This is why I need to do this more. Because I love working with samples, but there always are these. I mean, every once in a while there are these humps to get over. But yeah, that on its own. I mean, the piano itself, I don't know, it's be kind of a stretch because it is really kind of extra soft for the vibe of this. But yeah, it's cool. Thanks for sitting with me, everyone. If y'all got anything else to say, I'll kick it for a couple more minutes. It's called Electronically Yours Volume. I didn't know what you were talking about for a second. And then I remembered you said you were reading a book. Electronically Yours Volume 1 by Martin Ware. Okay. Let me, do you recommend it? How is it? Let me see if I can even see what that's about. It's kind of quiet out there tonight. You're an avid reader since you're little. Grew up making music or in the library. That's cool. I used to like spending time in the library. I haven't been in like probably 7 years to the library. Last time I went was when I moved back to my hometown where I'm living now. Before, when I was still single, no kids, had time to just go in and walk in there and just sit down. I didn't even I remember I was reading a book that I didn't finish, and I would just go in and pick it up and sit down and read it there rather than check it out, because I like the vibe of just going in there. It's quiet, I don't know. I think it was a H.G. Wells book. I think, what was it called? I don't know. I had to look it up. It was something to do with like a utopian society, and these group of people who I think were driving down a road, and then all of a sudden they went through some sort of dimension shift into this utopia. And it just goes to the story of the people and how they're dealing with the people in this world. And I think they slowly start to discover that it's not so, perfect as it seems to be. So I was trying to look up the book you were reading. Oh, so it's a book on music and art and stuff. Autobiography. Okay, and I'm not even sure who Martin Ware is, so. Cool. I wish I was into synthesizers. I'm in the world, right? Music production. And I want to get into synthesizers. I just have a leniency to go for the acoustic samples. So I've never really gotten into synths, although I have been kind of looking at options lately. And there's a few that really interest me, like the Mini Freak, the Micro Freak before that. But I've been, so I haven't picked it up, and it sparked my interest when I seen the Micro Freak, but the Mini looks interesting now. And I was looking at the Modal Cobalt 5S. Those look like some cool, simple ways, easy ways, because I think it does seem kind of overwhelming if you've never been into synthesis to see these synths with all these knobs and stuff, and it's a lot to take in. Yeah, man, the library is a whole different vibe. And that's what it was for me, as I was telling my story. It's it was about going there and just the peace and the quiet there. So I never checked the book out. Not that I've never had in my life, but I'd like to just go there and sit and just check out stuff. But yeah, that's my little stream. Um, I could see it as a failure in some ways, but it's always good to look failure in the eye and be like, so what? I'm gonna try anyways. And so it was a success in that. And also, I've been successful this week because I've kind of disciplined. I've kind of refrained from coming on here every single day, because it's one thing that I've mentioned in the last few weeks, that during this summertime, uh, I have an opportunity. If I wanted to, I could probably come in here and stream every day, but I don't think that's a well balanced use of my time. So I think I will take another break if I do come on and stream. Maybe it'll be next Friday, but maybe I'll do a different day. Maybe I could do. Maybe I'll just go away for a little while longer and sharpen my skills. And there's so many different things I want to work on, you know. And like I mentioned earlier, I want to get back into sound designing a little bit, sharing some more stuff on my Patreon because that's kind of died out. Although I still have a few Patreons on there, and I'm thankful to you guys. I don't know if you just have, you know, put in your support and then forgotten about it because I don't really post much, but I want to start doing another tier and doing some sound design, some stuff. But I'll talk about that later. And then, you know, I want to write songs and I want to make some more videos as well. I still want to do some tutorial stuff, but I also want to sharpen my skills and all that. So there's just a lot, and there's just a better, well balanced use of time. What's up, Evan? Just kind of wrapping up here, man. But thanks for coming in. How you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Mellow Friday. Um, but yeah, so this week I guess has been a little more about. I mean, last week was a little more about self reflecting and like looking at ways I can approach this differently and in a more healthy way. So that's what I'm trying to do. So I can actually complete some projects and not just that, man. It's all the whole life is. I would say I've been obsessed with just this music thing and YouTube thing and videos for a while, and I think there's a healthier balance of other things that could be prioritized as well. That's what's up. Playing around with some samples, Evan. Did you are you just coming in? Did you see the poll I put on my channel? I was asking the question of where do you guys sample from, records or from YouTube? What kind of samples you got over there, bro? Since you mentioned from Arturio are really good and definitely worth what they charge for them for what you get. Yeah. Do you have one of those, Destructo? Do you have the mini freak or the mini or the micro freak? I think it looks pretty awesome because it's got like I don't know how many different synth engines, like ways of what would you say processing or. And I heard that recently they had an update where they added like a sample engine to it, which is pretty cool. I don't think you can sample directly into it, but yeah, man, it's pretty intriguing. But I don't know if I'm really trying to put any money on that. And I would want the mini one over the micro freak because it's got the real keys on it. You have the Polybrute. Okay. Who's the Polybrute by? Is that Arturia? Anybody tried the modal stuff? Modal. I like that one because it looks really simple. It's really literally, it's compact. It's modal. It's the modal Cobalt 5S, and it's like a really compact 37 key mini key synth, and then it just has like a bunch of knobs at the top, just circular encoders or whatever. So it looks really simple to use. Okay, it is Arturia. Just copped a one and dug out my cheap little record player and hooked it up. Been fun playing with that. That's dope, man. Did you get a One Plus? And yeah, what record player are you using over there? I think I'm gonna just. Since you all are still here and we're kind of chatting a little bit, I think I'll just kind of mess around while we're talking with some NPC instruments since they're actually working today. There's one thing I've been thinking about is because these plugins just aren't reliable to me. They just randomly disappear on me. That I want to make, I want to implement some key groups into my template and make some like small key groups of sounds that I would use often, and just have them in the template so every time I load up they're already ready to go. And that way I wouldn't have to rely on, when I'm on the go, these new software instrument plugins to actually be available to me. But when they are, that's cool. It's great. I like to have a large selection of sounds. But if I just get some good ones, make some small key groups, put them in here, you don't really need a large amount if you got some good ones, go-tos. Almost bought the modal stuff, but I'm running out of room here at this place. I have more than 10 keyboard synths here now, plus other small ones. Hey, Destructo, do you have like, you ever share like images of your studio space anywhere? Because I'd be curious to see. Yeah, the Plus, just a cheap Target record player I've had in my closet for years. I was reading those. I was reading those cheap ones can ruin the vinyl, so I'll get something else here soon. Okay. Yeah, I got the Reloop Spin. It's not really. It's a portable, but like USB and stuff, and it's really cool. It's got some good features, especially if you wanted to take it out and dig with it. But not something I do. Been wanting to, but not something I've done. But yeah, it's cool because you can just plug like a power bank into it, or you can put like rechargeable batteries. But and then it's got like, one thing I like about it is that you have pitch and you have a start stop button, unlike like the Newmark P201s. The way that I would sample on that is what I would just put the needle down and then literally turn it off so it would stop in place, and I would save my spot of where I am when I'm sampling. Because I would, that's how I used to chop all the time back when I had like the MPC 1000 and especially the MPC 500. uh Rather than trying to chop everything, copy and chop everything by ear, I would still do it by ear, but I would take the needle and just pretty much record in a chop, like, like a maybe one bar, not one bar, but like a one beat or a couple beats, half a bar or something, and then stop the record player. Then sometimes I just use my hand, stop it there, and then bring it back, and then get the next part by ear, and then sample it in that way. So that can work. But yeah, just one of the benefits of the reloop spin is that you have the start stop button, so it makes it easier. Um, and then also it's got like the little fader if you wanted to scratch and stuff. But yeah, I think the Newmark, I think you'd be good with like the Newmark stuff. Like the PT01 would be a step up from your Target thing that you got. And those are, I think those are like 100, $119, $129. It's rare that I do, but I can email you some pics. I'm moving stuff around still because I'm gonna set up a drum set I got for my birthday. Oh, that's what's up. And happy birthday. Was that recently? Are you new to playing too, or what? I wanted to play drums when I was a little bit younger, um, like in my early 20s. My first credit card, my very first purchase with a credit card. Like I was stubborn. I never wanted to get a credit card, but then I kind of grew up and figured I had to play the game. But the reason that I got it, I don't know if it was the reason, but the first thing that I got, I think it was a Capital One credit card. They gave me like $300. I bought a cheap drum set for like, I don't know, it was probably under three. It was probably like 200. And yeah, man, I banged away on that thing. That was fun. It was fun. Took up half of my room. I had an MPC 1000 at that time, and then I decided to sell them. I forget how did I even get rid of those? I wonder. I don't even know who I sold those to. It must have been like on a Craigslist thing. But I just decided to stop, and I was like, I'm just want to produce on this drum machine and finger drum, and that'll be what I do. I was in November, but I got a lot of stuff in 4 different rooms. Oh, okay. Yeah, it'd be cool, man. If you wanted to share some pics with me, the email. I think we already started up a little email thread, didn't we? So it'd be cool to see if you don't mind sharing. Audio Technica one around that price too. Really? What is that Audio Technica one? I haven't seen that. Okay. Must not be like a kind of the standard portable thing. I like the portable ones, although I don't take them anywhere. But I just kind of like the vibe of those versus. I think what you're probably the Audio Technica is like one of those classic style with like this clear plastic or lid and all that. I'm a gear hoarder. I never sell anything because it always comes in handy on a later project, and I don't want to buy it again. Well, that's good, man. I always sell everything. I don't know what you'd call me, a gear slut. I just go through different stuff. You guys got any suggestions where to get some good chord progressions for pad perform? I had some. I'm gonna be. I'm not like a big. I know. Unison has a kind of a bad rep and stuff, but I do kind of. I have purchased a couple of MIDI packs from them because I figure that's like I don't think on any other level is that MIDI chord pack really a good purchase when you have like aside from the way they market and stuff, just the value of it. It seems like in a world of computers with apps that do chord like scalars and all and Captain chords and all that stuff, like it's not really a great product compares to what you can do. But I think as an NPC user, getting those MIDI progressions is cool because you can turn them into pad perform chord progressions, which are handy. LP60. Yeah, that's kind of what I had pictured for sure. And those got preamps in them. So you don't need a mixer for those or what? So that's what I would assume. Yeah, cool. I'm not sure, but I believe Operculum Audio might have some. He uses FL though. Okay. I mean, as long as it's like a MIDI file, that would work. Because I don't mind converting them into pad perform progressions. I'm pretty sure. I think maybe it was MKII that has like a thing where you can just have some you can just load up. Okay, let me look him up. It sounds familiar. Has he been up in what's his name? Was it Operculum? Okay, well I'll subscribe. Okay, I think I know what I want to do, but yeah, I'm gonna call it. Thanks for coming in and chat with me. Destructo, Evan, for those who remain. I think it's just the three of us so far having this little chat right now. He's on Av's channel too. Oh, okay. Yeah, does he sometimes like a mod for streams? What up, Julian? Thank you for coming in. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm gonna take a little break. I'll see y'all in no sooner than a week, probably. I do feel like making some videos and just getting to work, but I'm gonna sit here and try to write some lyrics offline and see how that sounds. But cool. You too, Evan. Have a good one. God bless all of you. Till next time. Peace, Destructo. Peace, Julian. And whoever's out there quietly just kicking back. And all, yeah. Peace. All right.